Imagine this, an AI model that arrives with no warning, no flashy demo, no marketing campaign. It simply drops online, and suddenly the entire AI world is asking, did DeepSeek just outsmart GPT-5? This is not hype. This is DeepSeek v3.1, an open source system with 685 billion parameters, a 128,000 token context window, and benchmark scores that shocked the industry. And today, we're going to break down why this release is such a game changer, technically, economically, and geopolitically. Most AI launches come with hype. This one came with numbers, a benchmark score of 71.6% on the ADER programming test, higher than Anthropic's Claude Opus 4. And the kicker? It runs 68 times cheaper. Think about that for a moment. If coding a project costs $70 on a closed system, DeepSeek v3.1 can do it for about $1. For startups, for enterprises, for anyone deploying thousands of tasks daily, that is not just a discount. That is an earthquake for budgets. So how does it pull this off? Let's start with the 685 billion parameters. That's massive scale. But scale alone isn't the story. The real breakthrough is the 128,000 token context window. What does that mean in practice? Imagine you could feed the model the equivalent of an entire novel. Characters, plot, dialogue all at once, and still get a coherent answer. That's what DeepSeek can do. It's like having an assistant who can remember not just your to-do list, but your entire library. Developers immediately stress-tested it by throwing giant documents at the model. And while it can't handle everything at once, it successfully processed inputs far beyond what most models today can touch. And the speed? Another surprise? Where most reasoning-heavy AI is slow to a crawl, DeepSeek v3.1 responds almost instantly. That's because it's not just bigger, it's smarter under the hood, thanks to what they call a hybrid architecture. In the past, hybrid models tried to do multiple things, chatting, reasoning, coding, and usually failed by doing each one poorly. DeepSeek v3.1 changes that. It merges those roles seamlessly into a single flagship model. No more separate reasoning model, no more fragmentation. Just one system for all tasks. And researchers digging deeper found hidden signals in the weights, like secret tokens for start search and end search, plus think and end think. This means the model can think privately before answering, and even fetch real-time information from the web if connected. That's the kind of feature people have been waiting for in open-source AI. Let's talk performance. On SVG Bench, which measures visual and structural reasoning, v3.1 came just behind GPT 4.1 Mini, and far ahead of DeepSeek's older models. On MMLU, the go-to test for general language understanding, it performed on the same level as GPT-5 in many areas. Sure, GPT-5 still leads in advanced software engineering and graduate-level Q&A. But the fact that an open-source model comes this close, that's historic. And then there's accuracy. On tricky logic tests, like distinguishing 9.11 from 9.9, DeepSeek v3.1 nailed it. That might sound small, but it shows the system is less prone to the silly numerical mistakes that have haunted language models for years. Here's where it gets brutal. Traditional AI development is insanely expensive. Billions poured into chips, data centers, and elite researchers. Closed companies like OpenAI and Anthropic then charge high API fees to recover those costs. DeepSeek flipped that model upside down. By releasing v3.1 openly, they're accelerating adoption, while forcing closed competitors to justify their premium prices. It's the same story we saw with Linux. Once the free version is good enough, the paid option suddenly looks overpriced. And let's not forget, DeepSeek v3 earlier this year revealed its training cost, only $5.6 million on slower NVIDIA chips. That single announcement alone wiped $600 billion off NVIDIA's market cap in one day. v3.1 continues that disruption. Why pay more when a frontier-level system is sitting online, free to use? This isn't just about technology, it's about strategy. OpenAI and Anthropic guard their frontier models like intellectual property. China's DeepSeek takes the opposite approach, treating advanced AI as public infrastructure. This aligns with China's 14th five-year plan, which explicitly promotes open-source AI as a way to accelerate global adoption. The logic is simple: give the world powerful tools for free, and you build influence faster than by selling premium subscriptions. And it's working. Within hours of launch, DeepSeek 5 3.1 shot into the top 5 trending models on Hugging Face. The developer community reaction? Overwhelming. Even Hugging Face's own head of product tweeted, "Open source AI is at its peak," pointing directly at DeepSeek. For years, people believed only the largest US labs could dominate frontier AI. DeepSeek 5 3.1 just broke that myth. Now, smaller teams and even individual developers can access tools that rival the best in the world. The exclusivity is gone. For American firms, this is a wake-up call. If open-source models can match performance at a fraction of the cost, then closed systems need to compete on something else: integrations, trust, enterprise support. And there's a deeper irony here. For years, what was artificial in artificial intelligence wasn't the intelligence itself. It was the scarcity. Access was locked behind corporate walls and geopolitical restrictions. DeepSeek 5 3.1 just proved those walls were unnecessary. So what comes next? This is just V3.1. If this is the step toward V4, then the shockwaves we've seen so far may only be the beginning. Imagine larger context windows, faster reasoning, built-in real-time web search, and even tighter integration with everyday tools. The open-source frontier isn't catching up. It's redefining the race. So here's the question. Do you think DeepSeek 5 3.1 is the turning point that reshapes the entire AI landscape in 2025? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to stay ahead of every breakthrough, from open-source revolutions to the next frontier benchmarks, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and turn on notifications. Because the next wave of AI isn't just bigger,